This false ego, this illusion, is something that we have been suffering from all of our lives, all of our existence within the material realm. And when we finally want to transcend it and to let it go, it fights back. The mind itself fights back. When we're trying to do meditation, what do we see? The mind itself will fight back. It'll agitate us, you know. We're trying to just meditate on the names of God, trying to meditate, but memories will suddenly appear out of nowhere. You know, things that we forgot 20 years ago, suddenly the memory comes back out of nowhere. You know, it's like the mind does it takes every tool out of its tool chest to try to distract us, you know. Ego is the same way. Ego is the same way. And interestingly, you know, mind is not bad. Mind is not a bad thing. It simply has been trained the wrong way for such a long time that it itself has been transformed into an unnatural monstrosity which now wants to defend its existence as that unnatural monstrosity. We wish to reform the mind. We wish to make the mind something that we are in control of rather than it controlling us. We want to make the mind, rather than just some dull pit of illusions and fantasy, we want to make it sharp like a sword, such that we can now use it in order to think philosophically and to discern truth from untruth, you know. And at first the mind will fight back. You know, it's interesting how this works. Well, ego is the same way. Ego is the same way. False ego. You know, we always have a sense of self. That is always there. But unfortunately, that natural sense of I, that natural sense of self, which should be spiritual, has become altered. It's become mutated into this beast, this monster, that wishes us to latch on to every single false identity that it can create. Any identity other than our true identity. So what do? This is what is called sadhana. This is what's called practice. This is why, as I was saying before, however long it takes, this is why we practice and practice and practice. You know, you can imagine if you were born and for some reason or another you had a perfectly healthy physical body, but you were put in a situation where, let's say from the moment you were born, you were put in a small room, let's say 10 feet by 10 feet, not allowed to exercise, not allowed to have any sun. What would happen to your body by the time you're even, let's say, 20? It would be horrible. You'd barely be able to even lift your limbs because you'd be so unhealthy, because you got no exercise, you got no sun, etc. Well, this is where you find yourself now. Now, what do? Now that finally someone comes, who is that person? Of course, that's the guru. Comes, lets you out of that box and says, all right, you may not understand this because you've been living in this box since the moment you were born, but the way you've been living has not been natural, it's been bad for you. And you may not even realize that because this box is all you've known. But now we need to make you truly healthy. We need to bring you to a state of existence that you yourself have never experienced before. So it will be foreign to you at first. And your body itself, as we make you healthier, will even rebel a little bit because it's not familiar. But this is what I want you to do. Come with me every day. Start taking walks with me. You've never done this before. In fact, not just walks. I want you to walk in nature with me. And not only in nature, but I want you to walk during the daytime so that there is this light hitting you from this object that's there called the sun and giving you vitamin D and giving you energy. And please do this with me. It will be difficult at first, but I promise that if you do this each day, little by little, and you do it over a long period of time, you're going to begin feeling things in your body that you never felt before. That's called health, just to give you a name for it. You're going to start feeling more energy. You're going to start feeling more content, more peaceful. You're going to start feeling this strange sensation called happiness within you. But it's going to take work. And it's going to take work that as you're doing it, you may not even want to do. You may start to question, oh, this is hard. Why am I doing all this? But please have a little faith that if you do this, within a few years, you will not recognize who you were as that person in the box, and you will never want to go back. You will finally know the full potential that you had within you as a healthy person. You will literally see your body transform. You will see fat melt away. You will see these things called muscles begin to develop a little bit, and you'll see strength in your arms, strength in your legs, and on and on and on. That's the process. Well, this is what we are meant to do spiritually. This is what we are meant to do spiritually. Right now, we are like that person who has been in that box 10 feet by 10 feet, now allowed to exercise, now allowed to have fresh air, now allowed to see the sun for all of our lives since the moment we were born. And now the Guru comes and opens the door and beckons us, please come outside the box. And not only that, I have a process that please you follow this. And you'll see a transformation will take place within you. How sad would it be that the person comes, opens that door, beckons, and that person who's in there says, no, please get away from me. I don't know what you're talking about. This is my home. I love this box. How sad would that be? So, this is what we are doing. This is what we are doing here every Sunday. This is what we are doing with the International Sanatana Dharma Society. This is what we are doing with everything that we are doing, is precisely trying to open that box for as many people as possible. Millions, hundreds of millions, billions, and just without forcing them, simply beckoning. Please come outside the box, see what's out here. Please see.